Ariel Helwani in Boston alongside Eddie Alvarez, who meets Anthony Pettis this Sunday night in the co-main event of UFC Fight Night, Dillashaw versus Cruz. Eddie, good to see you again. So the big news, I think, going into this fight is that you've gone back home. You're back in Philly. Why did you decide to make this move?
It was a decision me and my wife made together. It wasn't, and it had nothing to do with training camps. A lot of people are assuming there was something went wrong in Black Zanes. I still have all my training partners at the Black Zanes. Still love all the coaches there. Henry Hooft is going to be out here in my corner this weekend. So it was more of a me, my wife, and my kids wanted to go back home. We're family people. We love the holidays, the change of season. We went to Florida, we put our best foot forward, and it just didn't work out. So we went back home, and it's been a great decision. I hate sleeping on a cot in Florida by myself, not around my kids. So back with Ricardo Almeida and Frankie Eggert, the guys I started this journey with, and we're going to stay there.
What was it like going back to those old roots, being around those surroundings? Because you had this run as of late in Florida. Did it, in a weird way, rejuvenate you? Was it comfortable again, familiar? What was that feeling like?
It was confusing. I started my training camp early just so I can get a regiment, because I didn't know where things were. I didn't know when people practiced when. It was really weird. It was like I was starting all over again. But once we got a regiment, knew what I was doing for the week, what days I was doing what, it became real easy. And it was always good seeing new faces, guys who supported me from the very beginning. I don't know. I think it was a blessing. I think it happened at the right time with the right opponent. So happy about it.
And speaking of that opponent, I'm wondering if Anthony has been on your radar for quite some time. Fun, flashy fighter, former champion in both WC and UFC. So for a while, you guys were, king of the mountain in your respective organizations. Is this a fight that you've said for a long time, oh, this is something I'd want?
Yeah, I mean, before Gilbert Melendez, I wanted to fight. I wanted to make sure if I got to UFC before I'm done my tenure here, I want Gilbert for sure. We need to make that fight. That fight has happened. Next to Gilbert, Anthony Pettis is the next guy I've had on my radar that I've wanted, because he was champion. Even though he's not champion anymore, the guy's #1 in the weight class. He did a great job. He flew the flag as champion, speaks well and everything. But I think he's had his turn. I think Anthony's turn's done with. Everybody knows his story, and they need someone new. And I'm that guy. I feel like I'm the perfect matchup. And on Sunday, we're going to execute and get the job done.
So do you feel like his career is trending downwards at this point?
I'm not sure downwards. I think after you become champion, there's a lot of soul searching you have to do. You wanted this belt for so long, and now it's just a job of holding on to something that you never had, and it becomes stressful. But also, you get a target on your back. Everybody kind of finds out where you're strong and where you're weak, and you're forced to evolve and grow. You need to grow quickly when you have that strap around yourself. And I think he's had that deep hole for a long time with the wrestling and not being able to defend against them good wrestlers. And I think it was a matter of time before it was found out. And it's found out, but I think I don't know if a 3-month training camp is long enough to be able to fill that gap, fill that hole in his game.
So he's been training with Izzy Martinez as of late. Regardless, are you looking to exploit that on Sunday?
For me, it's not so much about it's exploiting his weaknesses, but I think it's about just being me, being aggressive, being a pressure fighter. My style is everything he hates, and going out there and being myself would be a terrible night for him.
It's interesting. Just a couple of days ago, they announced that Conor is fighting RDA for the lightweight title. The timing is interesting before this fight because everyone, I think, assumed that this was a #1 contender fight, even if they didn't come out and say it outright. Did that take the wind out of your sails at all?
No, honestly, we never know who's going to fight next for the title. I would like to think, hey, I beat Anthony. I do what I feel like I can do and hit him nice and hard, submit him, and do something impressive on Sunday. I do that, then I feel like, hey, I get a title shot. You never know. I don't know what I deserve. The bosses make them decisions. I don't know. I'll do my best to say something completely, I guess, out of character.
Oh.
Be boastful and brag and, I guess, say whatever I got to say. But I need that champion to sign the paper so I can get that title shot.
Are you kind of hoping Conor wins in March? Because that's, I mean, let's be honest, he's the bigger name. He's a big draw.
Money,
right?
money.
Yeah.
The more money we can get this division, the better. You know what I mean? So far, the title holders, haven't brought too much revenue to the lightweight division. We are the best division. We're the most talented division and rich, but we need a guy. We need a guy who's going to talk shit. Right? I love when money comes into the picture.
Yeah, that's interesting. So you actually welcome him. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, he's skipping the line and whatnot." You're saying no, and I think that speaks to your business sense.
Yeah, this is the fight business. I mean, people don't understand fighting has very little to do with it. You got to win fights. You got to do it impressively. You always have to. But the business side of it, do you really want to make a living doing this? Are you going to be able to support your family? If that's one of your goals, then you like a guy like Conor to come in the division. You like to bring more revenue to the table and possibly get a fight and make a couple $1 million.
Final thing, I think one of the big stories to watch this year is free agency in MMA. We're starting to see more guys fight out their contract. You did that. You tested the waters. It was somewhat of a messy situation, but in the end, you ended up where you wanted to be. Do you view yourself as a pioneer of sorts in that regard? And would you suggest to all fighters, and it's not being, adversarial towards the UFC or any other promotion, but just test the water, see how much you're worth, like any other pro athlete would do in the NFL, NBA, MLB.
Yeah, I think in this sport, everybody's out for their own interest. Promoters, managers, fighters, we all laugh and smile and shake hands at each other. Even you, Ariel, you're after your own interest. We're doing an interview. Me and you shake hands. We're friends. If I wasn't a fighter fighting this weekend, we wouldn't be having this conversation. So that you need to understand that when you walk in a room, when everybody laughs and smiles and hugs you. First and foremost, you need to know, I need to build myself. I need to make value for myself before anyone else. I can't sign with a promotion and bring no value, bring nothing to the table, yet ask that promotion, hey, are you going to give me, 10 and 10 or 20 and 20 or whatever you're going to give me? You need to say, this is what I can offer. And if what you can offer is nothing, then expect nothing in return. So that's my philosophy upon it.
Great to see you as always. Thank you for the time. Good luck Sunday. And for the record, I'll talk to Eddie Alvarez any day of the week, fight or no fight. I mean, that one kind of hit a little low below the belt, but I'll take it. I'll take it.
And no problem, man.
Right.
You give me a call when I'm not fighting, and we talk when I'm not fighting, and I'll believe that.
We talk all the time.
You're
a little hard to reach sometimes, let's be honest. But, answer them texts.
I'm still waiting for that stroll in Philadelphia.
You want that. Back home, you know what? We'll do it.
Stroll in the hood with very expensive cameras.
Looking forward to that. Also, the fight on Sunday. Thanks, Eddie.
All right, Ariel. See you.